Welcome to something new on this disgustingly boring channel known as Ethanos Elite. Today, I'm making a new series called Ethanos Evaluates. Basically, just reviewing games on Roblox, or even games outside of it if I'm feeling pretty cool. Today, we're reviewing the newest Naruto anime Roblox game, Shinobi Life 2. The original Shinobi Life kind of has a special place in my backbone because it was one of the first games I've ever played on Roblox, and I have some of my best memories there. I met a lot of great people. I've met some YouTubers who are pretty popular now, like Nano Prodigy, Hunter Godslayer, a lot of people like that. I met a lot of people there. 1v1ing was always so fun. The community was always great. It was just a very fun game. Hopping into this game, my expectations were rocket low because of the history with the developers, Cara Bros. I get now Rel Games, BB Studio. It's many names. These people are notorious for the cash grab games that they make. They have kind of built their entire shtick around just making games that suck you in and force you to pay money to have fun. And that's why most of their games survive for about a week and die down because everyone hates them after, because people expect them to be good. They're not. People are mad. Um, so hopping into this game, I thought they were gonna ruin it and make it just a huge cash grab and make it so unfun that I wanted to vomit and eat it, and that would be more enjoyable than playing this game. But I was actually pretty surprised. It was a pretty good game. I don't want you expecting it to win any Bloxies or anything like extraordinary. It probably won't, seeing as it's pretty late in the year, and also it just isn't that good. Like, then again, there aren't many great games right now, so it probably might make some nominations if that really comes to it. But I don't expect it making any like top tier like game of the year. It's definitely not. But the game is pretty good. So right off the bat, I want to get my gripes with the game out of the way. The gameplay can be very clunky. Sometimes I'll be fighting an enemy, and then all of a sudden my combo will just lag out, and it will be very annoying. And then I will have to just kind of wait for my combo to kind of refresh. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if it's a bug or not. But sometimes the gameplay feels a little slow and clunky, especially fighting. Movement in this game is not as great as I want it to be. There's definitely some things to like about it, like tree jumping is very smooth. If you don't know what that is, you just hop on a tree branch or just like the top of a tree, hold down space, and you can basically just fly around. Which is kind of what I'm doing in the gameplay here. But yeah, when you're fighting enemies, it will either be super smooth and very enjoyable or the clunkiest fighting ever. It's never in between because enemies, I just can't explain it. Um Also, another thing with the fighting is that combos are non-existent in this game. It's just a bunch of auto combos, and then you just fight them with your ninjutsu skills, which is not bad. I mean, I don't expect them to have like Dragon Ball Fighters like combos like up down right seven, like two H's. I don't expect them to go that in depth, but with previous games they have had some combo systems, so it's a little disappointing. But when the gameplay runs well and it's not very clunky and cluttered, it can be pretty fun and addicting. I've played this game for about over 3 hours now, so I have some experience with it. Um, Another gripe I have with the game is the frame drops will get very abysmal. This game is a huge upgrade from like games like Shinobi Story, which for me on my pretty good computer, I have a pretty decent computer, I can run most like actual like outside of Roblox games around at pretty good like frames, like Destiny, I can run that game pretty smoothly. Or Destiny 2, I guess. That game had me sitting at like 20 frames constantly. That game was horribly optimized. This game is kind of an improvement to that. If the game isn't completely lagging, you will, if depending on your computer, I've been averaging around like 70 frames, which is pretty good, you know, especially since Roblox isn't very optimized for high FPS. So that's a pretty good number to average around in this game. But the reason why I have a problem with this is because the frame drops are abysmal. They usually happen when you're fighting, and I think it'll show up in the gameplay how I've gotten to like 15 frames. And my best solution to fix this is just stand still and don't like move your mouse or anything. Which, if this isn't a fight, it's very difficult to get like not fighting where like the enemy won't attack you because they're constantly shooting stuff at you. So it's a very annoying problem to deal with, and just kind of ruins the flow of some things. But besides most gripes that I have with this game, the game is pretty fun. You know, quests are pretty simple. You have scrolls, which will are basically just fighting quests. The blue stars are basically just like fetch quests, like go find my missing cat. I accidentally left him when I went to go to the pub, or like clean the Kage's office, which is the most annoying thing ever. I don't do that. Stuff like that. And then orange things are basically just boss events, which most people aren't be able to do because you have to be pretty high level, like 700. So it's a lot of grinding. But speaking of grinding, leveling up in this game is a breeze. You can get like to level 100 pretty quickly. Don't expect to get there in like 10 levels though. It'll take around like 30 minutes if you're good at it. But if you don't know what you're doing, which I didn't know, it still isn't that bad. But yeah, I recommend just looking up videos on it, like leveling, how to level up fast. It's pretty self-explanatory though. Um oh, I forgot to mention another problem I have is the rates on spins are atrocious. I've never seen such horrible rates for like Genkais in my life. So for Kekkei Genkais, you have multiple things you can spin. You can spin Sharingans, you can spin Kaguya, you can spin so many things. But the majority of things that you will get are three things: wood, explosion, and ice, which are all pretty mediocre. That combined, all of that combined is like 95%. So you have a 95% chance of like basically getting those, and then everything else is so rare. So if you don't get something good other than explosion, ice, or wood, you're basically not going to be using ninjutsu, and just you're going to be waiting for you to get more spins so you can try again. It's ridiculous. I'm not new to bad rates in games. I played Dokkan, but and like things like that. And the original Shinobi Life had such better rates. Sure, like some things were still rare, but it wasn't as atrocious as this. I hope they change this soon. But right now it is absolutely abysmal. I have gotten the same thing multiple times in a row. I remember I got explosion maybe 6 times in a row before I finally got something different, which wasn't even like a cool thing. It was probably like ice. But it's very repetitive, and it gets kind of annoying after a while. And you just kind of just want to see something cool pop up, and the chances of that are pretty low. So you have to be pretty lucky. And that's about all I have to say for this game. It's a pretty good game. There's nothing really too outstanding about it. It's pretty addicting. Time flies when you play this game. You'll be looking at your clock and it'll say like 11, and then you'll play and get like 200 levels, and you'll look at your clock and it's like only 1, and you're like, what? I felt like I played for so long, which is kind of the beauty of this game. So after everything has been said, let's rate it. I think this game personally is a 7 out of 10. I think it's a pretty good game. Once they fix some of the bugs and fix some things like the rates, this game is going to be a really, very good game. And I am very excited to keep playing it. I might make some more videos on it if I really want to, but that's about it.